Most people don't notice it at first, but simple things in the kitchen slowly start getting harder. Lifting a pot feels heavier. Opening something takes longer. And sometimes, you even wonder, did I leave that on? The problem is, most people just accept it. But what if you didn't have to? What if small, simple tools could quietly fix these problems? Without changing the way you cook at all. Not complicated. Not expensive. Just smart ideas most people have never seen before. Today, we're looking at some of the most surprisingly useful kitchen gadgets people are just starting to discover. And a few of these honestly feel like they shouldn't be this easy. We find real products that make everyday life easier, especially in the kitchen. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing. Every product you see today is linked in the description below, organized by number. And we're starting with something that could genuinely make your kitchen a lot safer, without you even thinking about it. Product 1. FireAvert. Smart Stove. Auto Shut-Off. Plug. One of the biggest worries for anyone living alone is leaving the stove on by accident. It happens to everyone. You step away for a moment, get distracted, and suddenly you can't remember if you turned it off. This small device plugs directly into your stove outlet and connects to your smoke detector. The moment your smoke alarm sounds, it automatically cuts power to the stove. No action needed from you. It works silently every single day, giving you and your family real peace of mind. This is the kind of tool that doesn't just make cooking easier, it makes living alone safer. Product 2. INKBIRD Wi-Fi Sous Vide Cooker. Cooking meat perfectly used to mean standing over the stove and checking constantly. Too long and it's dry. Not long enough and it's not right. This sous vide cooker clips onto any pot, heats the water to an exact temperature, and holds it there as long as needed. You set it from your phone, even from another room, and it handles everything. The result is tender, perfectly cooked meat every single time without any guesswork. For anyone who loves a good meal but hates the stress of timing it all right, this one is a quiet game changer. Product 3. StirMATE Automatic Pot Stirrer Gen 3. Stirring a pot of soup or oatmeal for 20 minutes straight is harder than it sounds, especially when your hands or wrists ache. Most people either skip the stirring and end up with a burnt bottom, or stand there far longer than they should. This stirrer clips onto any pot and does the stirring for you, completely automatically. You set the speed, walk away, and come back when it's ready. It runs quietly, works on pots of all sizes, and keeps everything moving evenly without any effort. Hands-free cooking just got a whole lot more practical. Product 4. ABLEGRID Digital Smart. Body scale. Keeping track of your health at home used to mean old-fashioned scales that were hard to read and easy to ignore. This one goes further. It tracks body weight and composition, and syncs the results straight to your phone. The display is large and clear, and the platform is wide and stable underfoot. For anyone managing their health independently, having all your numbers in one place makes it much easier to notice changes early. Simple, accurate, and genuinely useful for staying on top of how you feel from the comfort of home. Product 5. Vianté Electric Tea Kettle with Infuser. There's nothing quite like a proper cup of tea, but loose leaf tea always meant extra steps and extra mess. This kettle has a built-in infuser inside, so you just add your tea, fill with water, and press one button. It heats up fast, the handle stays cool to the touch, and it pours without dripping or splashing. No separate strainers, no separate pots. Just a clean, simple cup of tea exactly the way you like it. For anyone who starts their morning with tea, this makes the whole ritual easier and more enjoyable. This next one solves a problem most people deal with every single morning and never think to fix. Product 6. Deluxe Egg Cooker. Boiling eggs sounds simple until you're standing over a pot, watching a timer, and trying not to forget about them. Too little time and they're runny. Too long and they're rubbery. This egg cooker handles everything with one button. You add water, place your eggs, press start, and it shuts off automatically when they're done. It makes up to 12 eggs at once, soft, medium, or hard. And it even does poached eggs and omelets. No watching, no guessing, no wasted eggs. Product 7. Yum Asia Sakura Rice. Cooker with ceramic bowl. Rice seems easy until it burns to the bottom of the pot or comes out mushy. This rice cooker takes all of that off your hands completely. You add rice and water, press one button, and walk away. It cooks perfectly and switches to a warm setting automatically, so it's ready whenever you are. The ceramic bowl inside is healthier than standard coated pots and much easier to clean. For anyone who eats rice regularly, this is one of those things you wonder how you managed without. Product 8. Upgrade. Digital Kitchen Timer. Forgetting something on the stove is easier than people think, especially when you're doing several things at once. This digital kitchen timer has large, easy-to-read numbers and loud, clear alerts you can actually hear from the next room. It sits flat on the counter or sticks to the fridge with a magnet. Simple to set, simple to use, no complicated menus. It's not flashy, but it's one of those small things that quietly prevents a lot of problems. Sometimes the simplest tools make the biggest difference. Product 9. Indoor Herb Garden Kit with LED Grow Light. Fresh herbs make food taste better, but most people stopped growing them because it felt like too much work. This indoor garden kit sits right on your kitchen counter and grows herbs and water with no soil, no mess, and no guessing. The LED light runs on a timer automatically, so you don't need to think about it. Basil, parsley, mint, whatever you enjoy, growing year-round without stepping outside. It's quiet, compact, and surprisingly easy to keep going. Having fresh herbs within arm's reach every single day is one of those small pleasures that makes cooking feel good again. Most people overlook this next one, but once you see what it does, it's hard to ignore. Product 10. SENSARTE Nonstick Ceramic Frying Pan. Heavy pans are one of the most underrated problems in the kitchen. Lifting a cast iron skillet when your wrists aren't what they used to be is genuinely difficult and a little dangerous. This ceramic pan is noticeably lighter than most, heats evenly, and nothing sticks to it. A quick wipe and it's clean. No scrubbing, no soaking. It works on gas, electric, and induction stoves. For everyday cooking, this is the kind of upgrade that makes a real difference without any learning curve. Product 11. Fullstar Mandoline Slicer. Chopping vegetables by hand is one of the most tiring parts of cooking, and for hands that have lost some strength or steadiness, it can also feel risky. This Mandoline slicer handles slicing, dicing, and julienning in seconds with very little effort. You just push the vegetable across the blade, and it does the rest. Thin slices, even cuts, every time. It comes with a hand guard, so your fingers stay protected, and the whole thing pops apart for easy cleaning. Meal prep that used to take 20 minutes now takes 5. Product 12. Starfrit Rotato Express Electric Peeler. Peeling potatoes or apples by hand is one of those tasks that seems small but gets exhausting fast, especially with stiff fingers or sore joints. This electric peeler does it all with the press of a button. You push the vegetable onto the spike, press start, and it peels the whole thing in seconds. No twisting, no gripping, no strain. The peels collect neatly and cleanup is simple. It's one of those gadgets that looks a little funny until you use it. And then you wonder why you waited so long. Product 13. AUOON Clip-On Strainer. Draining a pot of pasta or boiling vegetables means carrying a heavy pot of boiling water to the sink and tipping it carefully, which is honestly one of the riskier things in any kitchen. This clip-on strainer solves that completely. You clip it onto the edge of any pot, tilt it slightly, and the water drains out while everything else stays put. No separate colander to wash. No lifting a full heavy pot. No steam burns from a bad angle. It's a small change that removes one of the most common kitchen hazards in one simple step. Product 14. Jokari Adjustable Baggy Rack Stand. Filling a Ziploc bag or a storage bag sounds simple until you're trying to hold it open with one hand and spoon food in with the other. It's awkward. It tips over, and half the food ends up on the outside. This rack holds the bag wide open and completely upright, so both your hands are free. It adjusts to fit different bag sizes and folds flat when you're done. A small problem, but one that comes up constantly, and this fixes it completely. This next one is surprisingly clever, and once you see it, you'll understand why people keep buying it for their parents. Product 15. Dexas Over the Sink. Cutting board with colander counter space in most kitchens is limited, and having a cutting board, a colander, and enough room to work all at the same time is a real challenge. This cutting board sits right over your sink and has a built-in colander underneath. You chop your vegetables, rinse them directly through the board, and they land right in the colander below. Everything stays in one place. No extra dishes, no moving things back and forth. It's a genuinely clever design that makes prep work faster and tidier. Product 16. Hamilton Beach Electric Vegetable Chopper. Mincing garlic or chopping onions is the kind of task that makes your eyes water and your hands ache, and it still has to happen almost every time you cook. This small electric chopper handles it in seconds. You drop in your garlic, onion, herbs, or nuts, press the lid down once, and it's done. The bowl is compact enough to sit on any counter and goes straight in the dishwasher when you're finished. No more chopping by hand for every single meal. It's a little machine that earns its place immediately. Product 17. Kitchen Mama Auto Electric Can Opener. Opening a can with a traditional can opener requires two hands, a firm grip, and steady turning, which gets harder as time goes on. This one does it all by itself. You press a single button, set it on the can, and it drives itself around the entire edge and stops when it's done. No sharp edges left behind, no wrestling with the lid. It works on any standard can size, and even lifts the lid off with a magnet when it's finished. One of the simplest upgrades in this list, and one of the most appreciated. Product 18. Cuisinart Coffee Grinder. There's a big difference between coffee made from fresh ground beans and coffee made from a bag that's been sitting open for weeks. This grinder is compact, quiet, and grinds beans in under 30 seconds. You set the amount, press the button, and it stops on its own. The bowl lifts out for easy pouring and cleaning. For anyone who takes their morning coffee seriously, fresh ground beans change the whole experience. And this makes it just as easy as using pre-ground. Here's one that most people wouldn't expect to find on a list like this. But stick with me, because this one is genuinely special. Product 19. Whiskey Smoker. Kit with torch. Good food and good drinks are one of life's real pleasures. And this kit brings a restaurant-quality experience right to your kitchen counter. You place the smoker top over a glass of whiskey or even a cocktail, light the wood chips, and within a minute, the drink has a deep, rich, smoky flavor that you simply can't get any other way. It's simple to use, comes with everything you need, and makes an extraordinary gift for anyone who enjoys a quiet drink in the evening. Sometimes the best kitchen tools are the ones that bring a little joy into your day. Product 20. ThermoMaven Smart Bluetooth Meat Thermometer. Guessing whether meat is cooked all the way through has always been part nervousness, part experience. Cutting into it to check dries it out. This wireless thermometer removes all the guesswork. You press the probe into the meat, leave it in the oven or on the grill, and your phone tells you exactly what's happening in real time. It alerts you when it's done, so you can be in the other room completely. No more opening the oven every few minutes. No more dried-out chicken. Just perfectly cooked meat every time. Product 21. Mueller DuraCast Enameled Cast Iron Dutch Oven. A good Dutch oven is one of the most useful things in any kitchen. Soups, stews, braised meats, bread. It does all of it beautifully. The enamel coating on this one means none of the usual seasoning or special care that plain cast iron needs. You cook in it, let it cool, and wash it normally. The handles are wide and easy to grip even with oven mitts on, and the lid fits tightly to hold in all the flavor and moisture. This is the kind of pot that lasts decades and makes everything taste better. This next one might surprise you. It's not a gadget exactly, but people keep coming back to say it made a real difference at the table. Product 22. Fitable white tablecloths for rectangle tables. A clean, well-set table changes the whole feeling of a meal. And this tablecloth makes that easy to maintain. It's spill-resistant, so most liquids bead right up and wipe off without soaking in. The fabric looks and feels like real linen, but washes without ironing. For anyone who likes their home to feel tidy and welcoming without a lot of extra work, this is a quiet upgrade that makes every meal feel a little more like an occasion. Product 23. Stoneware Dinnerware Set. 4. Persons eating off beautiful dishes genuinely changes how a meal feels. This stoneware set is durable, microwave and dishwasher safe, and has a warm, natural look that works in any home. The pieces are well balanced and comfortable to hold, not too heavy, not too light. For anyone who's been using mismatched dishes for years, a matching set at the table is a small thing that brings a surprising amount of satisfaction. Product 24. Pipeshell Bamboo Expandable Drawer Organizer. A messy silverware drawer sounds minor until you're rummaging through it every single day trying to find a spoon. This bamboo organizer expands to fit almost any drawer size and keeps everything in its own section. Forks, knives, spoons, all separated and easy to grab. No more digging, no more clattering. Bamboo is naturally durable, looks clean, and doesn't scratch your drawer. This one solves a problem most people have every day and never think to fix. Product 25. KitchenAid Gourmet Stainless Steel Potato Masher. Mashing potatoes with a flimsy masher that bends under pressure is one of those small frustrations that never seems worth complaining about, but it's there every time. This masher is built differently. The stainless steel head is rigid and wide, so you get smooth, lump-free mashed potatoes with a fraction of the effort. The handle is comfortable to grip, and the whole thing goes right in the dishwasher. Product 26. Chef Preserve Compact Vacuum. Sealer leftovers that go bad before you get to them is one of the most frustrating and wasteful things in any kitchen. This vacuum sealer removes the air from bags and containers, so food stays fresh 3 to 5 times longer than it normally would. It's compact enough to sit on the counter without taking up much space, and it's genuinely simple to use. One button, and it does the rest. Less waste. More meals from the food you already bought. That's a real, tangible benefit every week. Product 27. Iron Master Mini Cast. Iron Hibachi Grill. Cooking outside on a small porch or patio is one of life's simple pleasures. But full-size grills are too big, too heavy, and too much to deal with. This mini cast iron hibachi is different. It's compact, solid, and gets genuinely hot. You can grill a steak, some vegetables, or a few skewers right on a small outdoor table without any fuss. Cast iron holds heat beautifully, and the flavor it produces is something a flat pan simply can't match. For anyone who misses the experience of real grilled food, this brings it back in the simplest possible way. This next one is for anyone living alone who has a pet, and it genuinely takes a daily task completely off your plate. Product 28. Pet Libro Automatic Cat Feeder with Camera. For anyone living alone with a cat, the worry of forgetting to feed them, or not being able to check on them, is very real. This automatic feeder dispenses the exact right amount of food at the exact right time, every day, automatically. The built-in camera lets you see your cat, hear them, and even talk to them from your phone from anywhere in the house, or anywhere at all. You set the schedule once, and it handles the rest. For a senior living alone, knowing their pet is cared for and visible at any moment is a genuine comfort. Product 29. Medline Lightweight Wheelchair. Getting around the home comfortably matters more than most people like to admit. This lightweight wheelchair is easy to maneuver, folds compactly for storage or travel, and has swing-back armrests that make transferring to a chair or bed much easier. It's designed for real daily use, not just occasional trips. For anyone recovering from surgery, managing limited mobility, or simply needing a little more support day to day, having the right chair changes what's possible at home. Product 30. Spring Chef Stainless Steel Magnetic Measuring Spoons. Measuring spoons seem like the last thing worth upgrading until you use a good set. These snap together magnetically so they never scatter around the drawer, and they're made from solid stainless steel that won't bend or stain. The narrow oval shape fits into spice jars easily, which makes a bigger difference than you'd expect. Small, well-made tools that work exactly right every time are genuinely satisfying to use. This one is one of the most practical things in this entire list, and it's one people wish they had bought years earlier. Product 31. Instant Hot Water Dispenser. Waiting for a kettle to boil every time you want a cup of tea or instant soup is a small inconvenience that happens multiple times a day. This countertop dispenser delivers hot water instantly. You press a button and it's ready in seconds. You can set the temperature so it's right for tea, coffee, or anything else. It sits on the counter, holds enough water for multiple cups, and keeps it warm. No more waiting. No more forgetting you put the kettle on. Just hot water, exactly when you need it. Product 32. Jin Yongsan Electric Mason Jar. Vacuum Sealer. Kit mason jars are perfect for storing everything from dry goods to homemade jam to leftovers. But getting a real airtight seal on them has always required a lot of effort. This electric sealer does it automatically. You place the attachment on the lid, press the button, and it pulls the air out and seals the jar in seconds. Food stored this way stays fresh much longer. It works on standard and wide-mouth jars and is genuinely simple to use. A great solution for anyone who does any amount of food storing or preserving at home. Product 33. Esvalo. Under cabinet lighting with charging station. Dark kitchen counters make cooking harder than it needs to be, especially when you're working near the stove or reading a recipe. This under-cabinet lighting kit installs without any wiring, sticks directly under your cabinets, and comes on automatically when you need it. What makes it different is the built-in USB charging station, so your phone or tablet charges right there in the kitchen while the light brightens your workspace. Product 34. A Mazer dish brush with handle scrubbing dishes without bending your wrists into uncomfortable positions is harder than it looks. This dish brush has a long, comfortable handle that keeps your hand in a natural position while you clean. The bristles are firm enough to remove stuck food, but gentle enough for coated pans. It hangs for easy drying, and the whole thing is built to last. A simple upgrade to a task that happens every single day. Product 35. Stainless steel pot lid holder. Every cook has the same problem. You lift the lid off a pot, and suddenly there's nowhere to put it without dripping water all over the counter or setting it on a surface that isn't clean. This stainless steel lid holder sits right on the counter and holds your lid upright while you stir or check on things. It also holds spoons and ladles, so they're not resting on the stove either. It's a small thing, but it keeps the whole cooking process cleaner and more organized. Small changes like these can make everyday life in the kitchen much easier. You don't have to change everything at once. Even one or two of these tools can take something that felt difficult and make it feel simple again. Let me know in the comments which one you found most useful. I genuinely read every single one of them. And if you want to take a closer look at anything you saw today, all the links are organized by number right below this video.